the end of your life? Are you afraid of it? Are you...
No, I'm not. I don't fear death.
Tim Curry spent decades playing characters audiences were unlikely to forget. From Dr. Frank-N-Furter in the Rocky Horror Picture Show to Pennywise in it, his performances could be theatrical, unsettling, funny, and completely unpredictable. But months before his death at 80, Curry spoke with unusual calm about something far more personal: his own mortality. After surviving a major stroke and spending years rebuilding his life, Curry said plainly that he did not fear death. He was not looking forward to it. But after everything he had survived, he believed that when the time eventually came, he might be ready to embrace it.
I hope you're ready, because I am.
In 2012, Curry suffered a major stroke. The experience left him with serious physical limitations and forced him to relearn how to speak. He later used a wheelchair and continued to deal with problems affecting the left side of his body. For an actor whose career had depended so heavily on his voice, movement, and physical presence, the change was profound. But Curry remained creatively active. He continued voice work, participated in appearances connected to his career, and eventually told his own story in his 2025 memoir, Vagabond.
Some sort of primitive tool.
One of the things that I love about animation is that quite often, or very often, I get to play characters that I wouldn't necessarily be offered in a movie.
During a 2025 interview, Curry was asked directly whether he thought about the end of his life. His answer was remarkably straightforward. "I don't fear death," he said. Curry explained that, like anyone else, he tried to avoid it. But he also believed that when the end eventually arrived, he might welcome it. He made clear that he was not eager to die. Instead, his comments reflected an acceptance of mortality after years spent living with the consequences of a near-fatal medical crisis.
The end of your life? Are you afraid of it? Are you...
No, I'm not. I don't fear death.
That outlook also appeared in the way Curry discussed his recovery. When asked about the apparent lack of self-pity in the years after his stroke, Curry said he did not admire self-pity and credited that attitude partly to his mother. His life had changed dramatically. He could no longer move or perform in the way audiences remembered from the height of his career. But he continued engaging with his work and with the legacy of the characters that had made him famous. By 2025, Curry had reached 79, an age he had not been certain he would reach after the stroke.
By Georgie from Pennywise, the dancing clown.
Tim Curry died at the age of 80 at his home in Los Angeles. No cause of death has been publicly disclosed. His comments about mortality now carry a different weight, not because Curry predicted what was coming, but because he had already spent years thinking openly about life after a major health crisis. He survived. He adapted. And when asked whether death frightened him, his answer was no. For a performer remembered for characters who were larger than life, Curry's own reflections were notably restrained. He did not romanticize death. He simply seemed to accept that it was part of the life he had worked hard to continue living. Tim Curry leaves behind a career that stretched across film, television, theater, music, and voice acting. But near the end of his life, one of his most revealing performances involved no costume and no character. It was simply Curry speaking about survival, limitation, and mortality in his own words. 14 years after a stroke fundamentally changed his life, he had reached 80. And when the subject of death came up, the man who had spent a career making audiences laugh, recoil, and stare at the screen offered a surprisingly simple response. He was not afraid. Which Tim Curry performance will you remember most? Share your favorite role or memory of him respectfully in the comments. Subscribe for more.